Okay, hopefully this works. Who am I? What a foolish question from the get-go. I'm an ambiguous existence. It's a solely question of my role. The chronology of memories, the causities, the recollections, they're ambiguous. Some parts overlap each other, some parts contradict each other. However, the only constant is my role. A monster. That what I am, no matter how many versions of me there are, that part will probably never change. A me, which has become a demon who devours all. A me related to the Pegasus. There could be a new me. The youngest among the sister goddess, remaining similar to my other two goddess sisters. But no matter what, there is no escaping the fate of being a monster. So the question is rather, what kind of monster am I now? This another me is related to the Pegasus. This me is related to the golden sword monster, Chrysler. That is fine. With Chrysler being the father of many monsters, and Constance being the ancestors of the bloodline of a demon came to me easily. That is also fine. What is not fine is the other stuff which has been haphazardly integrated. I thought a lot. About Poseidon, and about Athena. I fought hard about the gods in blazing passion. Put it in other words, I committed to memory the reason why I became a monster. This me is the most suited to considering that outset indeed. Whether it's divine or not, I detest love. If it wasn't for that sort of thing, I might have never become a monster. I could have lived a happy life with my two beloved sisters until the end of time. That is why I was reluctant. When I was first summoned to this world by that master, I was reluctant with her. To the best of my ability, I avoided coming into contact with her. Conversation were kept to a minimum. I really made the appeal that I was here to do my job, to fulfill my contract. But it was no use, because she approached me from another directions, because she looked at me with those eyes oh so similar to my own. Yes, that is why I was reluctant. If I opened my heart, this girl would, without fail, become the love of my life. I knew it well. Why should I have flee to curse that horror, to hope never to be touched again? All that is just too painful, it's unbearable, terrifying, contrary to my very existence. Even so. Now that I've become self-conscious about it, there is no turning back. After all, I am nothing but an unsightly monster which prioritizes its own greed over what is right. Medusa. You finally come. If anyone were to face me here, I believe it would be you. What is going on? What's going into you? I mean, we fought Caster together. I know that what you're doing to the AI is wrong. You don't misconstruct my action. I did what I did because my master commanded it, because it is what Sakura yearned for. None of it holds any significance other than that. So what's Atsuno right now? Is this all according to her will? Actually, where are you and Ichi? Sakura is asleep further inside. Hold on, I can't see her too clearly, but her breathing definitely looks weird. Let me take a look at her. I shall not permit your approach. I fully comprehend her situation. Random deficiency. At this point, she only retains the minimum amount of raniment needed to maintain her structure as an AI. As things stand, she lacks the energy to stand up and move about. Though if this persists, then she will cease existence before long. And we had to help her get her help immediately. Got a bit of food materials on me, and some of us can lend her some raniment in. You're quite a curious AI, are you not? She is an enemy master. Is this your base programming as a prepared AI interfering? Regardless, were it possible their supplier conversing would be simple, unless such thing as beyond our means. As she is now, any raniment she receives is automatically redirected to her servant. In other words, to me. I would go as far as to agree as made an error. I failed to notice until some stage of the war it remained unwavering. Whatever she injected from materials, whatever she received from other AIs. Whatever raniment that Sakura was requested, she first and foremost prioritized funneling the largest possible amount to me, her servant. What minimal amount of raniment remained, she utilized to maintain her structure as an AI. I never substituted the minimal amount to do so. Anyways, at some point in time, a momentary deficiency arose. Because I ate her share? That can't be it. Impossible I saw her eat food as well back then. Would not been a case of resource security or anything. Wait, you said until some stage, do you mean? The first skirmish was with Cat's familiars, wherein she was wounded. Yes, correct. Ever since you administered her treatment. I knew the post-treatment effects were strange. She was seriously wounded back then. I managed to clearly treat the AI part of her, but the recently implanted master part was made up of a bunch of unknown mechanism. I had no choice but to do what I could, and then just observe what impact that might have had. Indeed, most regrettably it was these dubbed out parts that posed an issue. After she performed a physical examination, I firstly questioned the performative R-type. It appeared there was a fault with the internal system, which constituted the pathway through which the raniment flowed to her servant. It was implied to have suffered damage. The explanation I received was emergency of numerous holes within the hose which connected Sakura and myself. As raniment flowed through, a substantial amount of would be lost as it seeped of these holes. This in turn mended the issues and returned it to normal level of raniment supply. She had no course available to her other than simply letting an inordinate amount of flow through to make up for what was lost. This amount would have been taken from the pool originally reserved for herself. Were I not the fool, I would have realized sooner. As she proceeded to divert increasingly larger amounts of raniment to allow me to fight with all my might. I noticed she was staggering, barely able to walk. That is when I sensed something was abnormal. I told her taking care of herself was the utmost priority, but conversely she... I remember a second time the supersized worm fiend appeared. She used a command spell on you, didn't she? Yes, why did Sakura act the way she did? Why did she use that command spell? This question holds the same answer. She had to protect this place to which she belonged. That is what she relied on me for, and what she entrusted me with. That is all. Why didn't you say anything? There were plenty of opportunities. I explicitly told the both of you to alert me if any unexpected malfunctions happened. I inquired about this fact myself, but ultimately it was Sakura's decision. She likely had several reasons. Something the R-type who examined her noted. So fundamentally that perhaps not even the Prime herself could have diagnosed it. Sakura herself would have felt this way too. That is not. If you just let me examine her again, I could. Perhaps she felt inclined not to be any more in-depth to one who was for all intents and purposes her enemy. And Sakura had laughingly said, no matter how defective I become, I wouldn't want to replace my duty to protect this place for the sake of my own appearance. I want to do as much as possible myself, even if just some unintentional result of my ego. Protect my home, she had ordered with the command spell. That same command spell remains effective yet, at the very least it appears so. I shall protect this partition, and doing so is analogous to protecting Sakura herself. This I shall protect her at all costs, even should it entail sacrificing the AIs outside the grove. Were I to utilize the magical beast born of the sword, to retrieve the amount of animates, the extent of surpassed the amount consumed. And so over to Sakura all at once, and she'll be all surely be awakened. There is no other way. I know how you must feel, but no, I agree. This is the way. Huh? It's a thought that crossed my mind before. At the end of the day, I can only understand my own desires, and yet we still think about everyone else. What's even the point in giving it to them? Even if you have good reasons, then resign yourself in the most intelligent way possible. When you feel regretful about your own desires, that's why I think it's okay for you to act the way you want. Whoever you want, take whatever you want. That's the natural way that thinks. However, it shouldn't be a surprise that it will conflict with the wants of others. Who desires will win out. In the end, will depend on a bunch of things: social status, strength, economic clout, and so on. Since there truly is an elite possessing all of the above, I naturally get what I want. And this time won't be any different. What I want is to win the Holy Grail and have it all. That is to say, all these other AIs are my future property. I won't have anyone else lays on my filthy paws on them. It's so self-centered. It passes over honorable desires or slippery slope into lapse. I have to praise it. Being who I am, I'll resort to the logic rather than sentiment. Whatever the case, our plan was to face off against Saber and Lancer next. Then there's no point in backing down here. We should just see it as convenient that she lacks backup from her master. We should take her out here and now. Oh, that's a mad code. Master, I'm okay with either way. Just do what you want to make you happy. We can't let her continue. Assassin, with your face looking the same, I do not wish to kill you. However, those are merely feelings. Should you intervene, I shall meet no mercy. I shall save Sakura. I must save her, this time for certain. You say that like someone else saved her before. I do not comprehend the meaning of my words, but it is how I feel. Nor understand the fact that I want to save her myself rather than let it be someone else who cares for her. The fact that I must save her by myself is a narrow, foolish, and self-conceited short-sightedness. If not, I cannot have what it is I truly want. That is how I feel, the way my ego manifests. Regardless of the way I am now, I desire it. Right on. That said, I don't know how many doggies you got out and about collecting randomate for you. I doubt you have so much to spare right now. Not to mention, the more you use to fight, the less you have to shake waking up your master, right? You might as well give up now. I will make use of whatever can fill the gap, no matter how aggravating its power may appear. Until now I have only evoked it when I know phantasm, but now I shall have deliberately draped myself in it perpetually. I shall devour you into ruin in my casualty, grant me its use, Athena. The brilliance of a golden sword, brandished by a monster who feasts on divine elements and fodder many a monster. Burning into your memories as you suffer death. The birth of mine, my own blood alongside the Pegasus, the brandishing the blade which foddered monsters. Light inherited by we who curse the gods, my mystic eyes shall bless thee. Monster golden sword, Traverser. as long as Medusa's on the field.
共に行きますか。
疲れたのなら休む。俺は可能性を知る。
最高のカード君さてカウンティングオーバー
精度を上げ勝ち目がないことがなぜわからん。よくたく水郷よな。
輝け黄金剣この程度
思い上がったな。愛だ。
Mine is yet a shield.
ケルベラこうしてさてカウンティングオーバーご要望おや行くかい悪いね
足かせをくれてやる。
切り込むケルベラ見えます黒猫のセイバム共に行きます
好き放題扱ってあげましょう。
水郷よな。
オッケー切り込む
無駄ですよ。
共に行きますか
What? That's bullshit.
我が血より天魔と共に生まれし者よ
有料兵器と認めましょう。マスター、おこ
乱暴で何が悪いのこうしてあげる 楽園の端にようこそ。
水郷よな。
星の一羽、桃見の歌、楽園の端から君に。
裁きの時だ。世界を裂くは我が怪力。
おっと。
来なさい。共に行きます。乱暴で何が悪いのですか。ケルベラ。共に行きます。欲望の熱、剣を見せる。獲物の象徴。我が舌を喜ばせろ。世の行く手が阻めぬ。
切り込む。どうだ。
見えます。よかろう。望みを声にせ。世の行く手が阻めぬ。そこだな。
夢の世界にひとまず
共に行きますか。
万能ヘドが出る。
激よかろう。見るがよい。これが貴様らの繁栄の答え。ロササングイス。そうね。
Hello, Rohei. You're not sure, but your similarities are certainly undeniable. I don't know what, but something in me kept dulling your blade down to the very end. That's just how I am. Your holding back doesn't make me hold back, unlike you. Other than this, I don't know what you did wrong. How strange. I who wanted anything but love am going to support for love. That's a factor I knew I was meant to avoid, as it would certainly invite my death nonetheless. I see it before me, I impulsively refuse to let it go, this foreign temptation. Pray, tell God of love, is what love is. Who knows? What are you doing? She's trying to escape. Aye. Here's my bed, how careless of me. Still, she was gravely wounded. Her spirit core is on the verge of being damaged. I don't believe she'll get very far. Let's pursue her. Yeah, she might start attacking instant AIs again if we let her be. I can tell that nothing can get her to give up. Yeah, Saber. You look so dashing in the selfie. Carry me in your arms, jumping around. It's like you're a Prince Charming. Sakur, you snapped out of your slumber. How do you feel? I'm fine. I'm as healthy as I can be. Look, I'm full of energy as ever. I can even let out a hey-ya if I try. But you never know when I'm going to fall asleep again. So I gotta say it while I still can. Sorry and thank you, Saber. I shouldn't listen to you. What? We are presently on the run. This by no means indicates this distance. Henceforth, this shall be the end. We shall run as far as my legs can take us. Then we will eventually get what you want, I'm sure of it. But run where? Who knows, any place you can survive. That is really all there is to it. I'll go anywhere and do anything to keep you alive. If you can't survive anywhere in this world, then I shall tear the walls of this world apart. Yes, I hope we may find paradise beyond the debris of this fake ceiling. I'm determined to make the world my enemy. I'm determined to destroy the world and live past it. I have a materialistic idea on how to do so. The General Supervisor AI, Renee 12, as overseers, all the spare command spells must be in her hands. If I can attack and steal them from her, then maybe. It happened in the instance I decide where to jump to. Prohibit the procedure detected. Requesting countermeasures. Partial permission granted. Direct removal was not approved at this stage. This is a detecting response. For compliance, I am the only one to take her no mobility. Saber, oh no, your legs. What was that? I don't know. Long distance attack, clearly intended to maim instead of kill. My legs were the intentional target. The blow was designed to take away my ability to escape. Was it Dim again? No, Lancer, not him either. Then who did it and what for purpose? Saber, you can still run if you leave me behind. Be not ridiculous, Sakura. Notice our current enemy who is the most ridiculous of them all. Saber. In all likelihood, the opponent is long beyond range. They are nowhere to be found. Nonetheless, since their attack reached us, the opponent is undoubtedly aware of our location. We're under watch. That being the case, hope is not lost. The original characteristic of my mystic eyes sablet is turn those who look at me into stone. Ergo, if I'm being watched, it defects a petrification I unleash would trace their line of sight and reach them. Don't interrupt me. Max really Sabelo. Yeah? Saber, why? My make's eyes were repelled, and for them to return to me this powerful. I know this intensity of magical energy in existence is a divine spirit servant. How is this possible? Quick question, how is this happening? No servant fits the bill. No, it's not confirmed they exist, which would mean... We found him. Right, that is how it is. The ones who delivered the Mercy Stroke had to be the participants of the Holy Grail War. While you're blabbering about, you're in no state to running except your demise. It's feel like you're even worse state than before, but no matter. I'll assume the wounds they're truly inflicted on you open up more thanks to your pointless struggle to escape. Haha, how tragic. Are you sure about that? I can't believe that could cause damage on this level. Saber, were you perhaps... Discuss my wounds with no intention to let me escape alive is futile. Have at me. As long as my body can still move, I won't give up. Saber. Approach me not, Sakura. Nothing is out of order. I will be your side to my last breath. Is there a single target archer you can use though? outlast my life.
光の子やすかや登場。雑魚の皆様、お覚悟のほどを。安心をさせましょう。はち切れそうでしょ。きめ細かな火薬の。
君に全チップをかけよう。頼むぞ。
いいわ。狙いは決まった。
I'm doing great.
ゲートオープン。
この程度。
セット。敗者は身ぐるみ剥がされる。捧げ物として没収するわ。
Well, one shot. She was speaking very badly. Who am I? Prime Girl AI participant in the System Girl War Sabers Master. Sakura. She gave me this name with no elaborate reasoning. For it, it felt like the perfect name for me. Ultimately, this name was packaged for an emotion that never faded. The wish to protect my home. I can't explain why. This command spell was powerfully engraved in me from the start. I never had this option to not want this. And something followed it wholeheartedly. For better or worse, that was my only thing that gave me my life's worth. It was the proper foundation of existence, and I couldn't imagine myself doing anything else. What would a normal human call this? A desires, a preference, a fetish? Sure, none of those things. And something more primordial, more tied to the depths of my hearts, more inescapable. Fate, or maybe a curse. I don't feel any pain, sorrow, or agony. That's just how I am because it is. Perhaps I always had this curse of fate. I was born someone with an precious home to protect. I regret nothing. How could I? That is my own wish, beyond a wish. To keep protecting my precious home forever and always, and then one day. But if I only imparted my selfish wish onto someone else, then I suppose I have to apologize. Sakura, can you hear me, Sakura? Saber. I'm sorry for forcing you to be the villain. You're so much better suited to be a Prince Charming. No, you're seeing not past my appearance. Prince Charming I am not. You cannot believe me. I'm going back to the way I usually talk, Sakura. Okay. I like both versions of you, but yeah, the usual Saber. Yeah, I've always been the same. I'm your pet monster. So you should have used me as you please. You have nothing to apologize for. I'm sure I was a monster too. I only had one thing in mind, and I would do anything for it. But from anyone else's perspective, I was insane, and what I cared for was about meaningless. I've indirectly hurt people. Maybe, but you're wrong. I was enough of a monster for both of us, so you wouldn't have to become a real monster. You stayed yourself to the very end, so the two of us were perfectly balanced. Yeah, then let me thank you. You who tried to be like me. It must have been irritating, how I never got used to the distance you wanted. But thank you for always being with me. I was basically just being shy. I was just being brisk because I couldn't get used to the distance you wanted. Really, I'm glad to hear. I hope one day we can hang out again as friends. Maybe have a picnic. And we would return together to our precious home. Sure, I'm looking forward to it. Time's up. Don't worry about me, Sakura. I already said what needs to be said to them while you are asleep. Now something I have to do next. Bye. Bye, see you later. Seems like we do another rotation because Saber disappeared. Needless to say, I will also disappear. Trying to part by the rotation or not, I'm out of raniment. My physical composition is too damaged. Please don't look at me like that. I'm sorry for making you worry. It's not your fault. This was truly inevitable. I'm truly glad you came to help me despite us the flesh being enemies. Even then, as the Prime Repair AI, I'm filled with frustration. A wound that can't be healed is a mission of defeat for me. It was because of me that you turned out like this, then I absolutely can't see myself as the winner. We were officially enemies, and that's why I wanted to settle things with an honorable duel, not like this. I'm sorry. I have one last request. Can I be alone for a moment? I have something I want to talk about. Huh? Did you notice a little contradiction in that? Doesn't matter, here, I'm leaving. I'll be busy preparing for a cushion for Master. They aren't here anymore. Hey, sorry. Why are you apologizing for? Because I noticed it. I noticed what was weird about you, maybe before Saber did. How you were low on raniment and about to pass out. From my perspective, you keeping quiet was you doing what I wished it for. No, I was the only one who noticed it if I had told anyone. Things wouldn't have turned out like this. You and Saber wouldn't have to go through all this. It was inevitable, don't you think you did exactly what you had to? Did you forget Saruja? You and I were technically enemies. Yeah, I know that. That is weird. That is not making the guilt stop. It's all hopelessly disgusting. I hate it. I just want to throw up and die. Talking to you is the last thing I wanted to do. The last thing I wanted to think about, but I still can't erase this from inside me. So I wanted to do something about it, but there was nothing I could do. And now after everything is over, past the point of no return, I'm here with you, who was kinda nice to me despite me being like this. I'm just here having a pointless conversation with you. You deserve to live much more than I do. I'm some real piece of trash. Guilt? Is this why you haven't been fighting all that much? Sure, probably. I don't deserve to fight. I don't deserve to wish for anything. I don't deserve to attain anything. Because I have this guilt that will never go away. I know what it's about, but it's here. Oh, I see. I can't argue against that. I know my constructed body and AI functions are getting separate from the personality the renderizer gave me. I can see something I didn't before. We're nothing but baseless numbers. Output it from an incompressible and invisible source inside a black box. But I know we are pieces of ourselves. What are you on about? I don't know. But the two of us are similar, Sarajiro. So I believe the right thing for you to do is stay true to yourself. You don't need to feel guilty about your inability to fight your guilt. You just need to stick being who you are. Why? Because you'll be able to vanish with some feelings of satisfaction, like I am sacrificing for myself to stay true to my will. Foxpound. Wait, we're still... Oh, but the opposite can also happen. That's how it was, Saber. Because of your will to just run away from here, there's going to be something only your eyes will be able to catch. Maybe you'll clearly see a solution no one else is seeing. I'm sure that is not a bad thing. Listen to me, Sakura. Sorry about this, Master, but I'm going to grab you. Get ready to fly. She's no longer moving. Can actually add the title now. Still loading. Sputter. Victory is yours and concede defeat. How gracious of you. Now let's put an end to this. I propose a bargain. Allow me to speak to Sakura briefly before I vanish. Are you trying to make a deal? No way. How do you know this isn't some trick? Is that so? Such a strategy. And here was certain what I had to offer would be in your interest. Well, there's no way we know that if you don't at least tell us what you're offering. Information about the known servant in this world. Please do, I'd like to hear it. I thought so. Then the wounds from when we found you were from Archer. It appears you have a suspect in mind already. If they are an Archer, I don't know, but their power is certainly a tremendous at their range. I attempt to counterattack with my mystic eyes, tracing back to a nexus, signifying I was being watched, to petrify the sniper. But it was resistance, and the feedback was my undoing. The servant could only have been the most pure divine spirit. Now that I mention it, your right eye has been shut for some time now. Quite sure of you to notice, and something I was willing to offer with the information loaned in suffice. You may have it. The instant feedback damaged me. I shut my still active eye. Rebounded as it may have been, my mystic eyes still reaches the target, so my eyes still sees the figures of the sniper. Although their figure reveals itself in the form of cheered circuits rather than properly visible images. Even now, this eye still sees them, conceptually. I no longer need this. I hand over this conceptually detached eye to you, Alchemist. You should be able to make use of it. This concept feels like more than just an eye. Did you throw in something extra? I pass it to you my last will. Whether you will be able to use it is beyond my knowledge. My actions should come as no surprise. They are what anyone would do, or so I hear. Well, so long as I can see it, it won't be an issue. I appreciate your generosity. Oh, isn't it decisive? It seems like there really was an archer after all. What the hell does this mean? So they are part of the Holy Grail War too. I don't know myself, and it's no longer my concern, but in view of my various circumstances. I believe the entire Holy Grail War may have been a falsehood from the start. How vexing. One who tricks the monsters must pay its price, yet here I have no choice but to entrust you to their retribution. If the value of what I offer offsets my demand, please make the negotiation even by delivering their just punishment. Now may I go. A savory session, so pillow talks await me. I also need to at least make myself presentable. I'd rather you not keep me further. So what now, Master? The only one left is Lancer, the son of Value. We might be able to ride this to victory. Well, I guess Berserker is still around, but that greedy old goof doesn't count. Corrupting him at the end would be a cakewalk. I thought about it when I was asked. We could just pretend we don't know anything and keep fighting according to the rules. Maybe that really is the best way to achieve our objective, to return to the outside world. This mystery right in front of us might be nothing more than a misunderstanding. But still, there is pain in this world as well. It's proof that current situation isn't normal, despite all the natural kindness we've seen. Unreasonable suffering that I've seen time to time again, both in the singularities and lost spells. Those who were exploited, those who were oppressed, pain of both the mind and body. Why is this treated as the norm? Why does this happen? Why is the system the way it is? The answer to that question lies at the end of the path we start walking down. That's how I felt, at least. I feel like the truth behind this Holy Grail War. It's exactly as I calculated. I already finished analyzing this red eye that Medusa gave me. Its petrification ability is defunctioning, but it's definitely still focused in on whatever she saw. If I perform a deeper access, it can be used as a compass to point in their direction. Then we can at least use it to find that mysterious archer. Can we do it after we meet back with Ice? We should be able to. An announcement at the end of the rotation identify Berserker as the one who took out Saber. Not only will it be in set, it'll be easier to relish on the way to our destination. I guess Lancer's not coming out after all. I'm not so sure. He's also persistent in this Holy Grail War. Even being recluse has its limits, I suppose. At the very least, I think it should be something to take into account for the beginning. After we meet up with Ice, let's head towards where this Ice is pointing. I had a hunch this would be where we were going. What do you think? They are not inside the church. Estimate caution Caution recommended. Cease this line of inquiry. This may lead to forbidden activity. Yes, breaking the rule is no good. Unless you're me. I'm the strongest, most powerful ruler ever, so I decide whatever rules are. I confirm there are no command spells inscribed in your body earlier, therefore you are not the master. However, it seems we no longer have a choice. All corroding in my calculations. I knew it. I should have checked inside her E for light, even if I had to use force. No normal AI would stand a blow from Berserker, even if she was armored like a D-type. There is only one possibility. She's someone else on the inside. If that's the case, then our partner should be obvious. There's an entirely different being inside the structure of the Prime AI. Its level of disguise is borderline cheating. Only one individual in this world had this authority. Are the last master and servant. I admit it, but allow me to correct you. She was the first one. That is my servant Archer. Her true name is... Durga. This is the worst, just the absolute worst. So you just unveiled the number one servant you absolutely never want to square off against. Durga? Oh, you used to know her name. Well, I guess she's the famous in her own kind of way. But in contrast to Parvati, who embodied concepts of such calmness and beauty as the goddess of grace, she was a goddess representing discord and war, I guess. Yes, she's a goddess. Completely made for combat. No saying made for combat is heavily sugarcoating it. Made for extermination would be more accurate. Long ago, the gods had some heated issues with demons, so in order to destroy them, the range of numerous gods was massed to create a function for demon extermination. That is the true nature of the serious dangerous Durga. Correct, you have correctly recognized the function of this goddess, O Kama, god of love. I appreciate it. I do hate how she's using the same type of vessel as that other goddess Parvati for some reason though. Aw shit, Durga. I agree. This is real bad, even if she's not a direct offshoot of Shiva, to make an enemy of his divine consort. A man who smells like a Kali and Vayu. As expected from a god. She got good news on her. Guess it would have been too good to just lay low in hiding and sus of the situation. Shh, they're here too? It appears all the as of yet surviving servants have gathered here. Then my hands are tied. This will become a part of the immediate form of a revision to demonstrate the goodness of this process. Though design may try to conceal the truth, people eventually sees what was meant to be invisible. That is how it always went when it comes to truths. I will grant partial access to high-level information. That's to say, ask, what is on your mind, and I shall answer. What does this mean, General Supervisor? If this archer is your servant, were you also a participant in this System Guerrilla War? No, not quite right. I'm the overseer who meditates this Holy Guerrilla War, and she is my servant. Both are true, yet provide no contradiction. So this archer Durga is someone of special implications, is what you're saying. Affirmation, the Holy Guerrilla War began because of her or something. Correction, it was possible for it to begin then. The experimental ritual we dubbed the System Guerrilla War. If it's experimental then, the operation of Paper Moon ceased as a result of this ritual's commencing. Once the finalized Paper Moon was resumed operations, but differently from before. In that case, I was sure yours is not a false claim. This Holy Guerrilla War will alter the way Paper Moon operates. In other words, this whole thing is an experiment in utilizing Paper Moon in a different way from before, right? Logical deductions, full marks. It's an application of the Paper Moon ability, a property to reproduce everything as it were. A trial run to artificially produce a certain something. All of you masters and servants alike are results of this experiment, this Holy Guerrilla War. The materialization process differs, but the end results remain the same. We were the test subjects. Indeed, all you masters and servants gathered here, not a single one of you are a natural occurrence. You're a manufacturer generated. The degree of which you are conscious of this fact differs on a individual basis. There was also some discrepancies in the degree. Nevertheless, those with a special objective perspective would have sensed it within themselves. Or perhaps they were taught this fact through the views of others. Different personalities, different principles, different preference, different actions to consider crucial. However, it's not something born from nothing. It is most definitely something which originally exists within you. Ergo, you remain the person you once were, though now if a partial aspect of your personality was extracted, becoming an independent existence in the process. I'm sure you're all well aware of what destination such an entity falls under. That is, indeed, all of you are without a doubt artificial alter egos expressed as such by the Paper Moon. That is impossible. As an operator, I can say it with certain that Paper Moon possesses no such function. That's the problem I told you. I'm fixing self-proclaimed administrator. The key is rotation, namely the centrifugal force generated by it. This world is rotated by power of the system of this Holy Guerrilla War, and the constant centrifugal force generated by it. Separating the elements of the soul before enforcing a reproduction based on them. That's a basic theory behind this operation. Centrifugal separation of the soul. Your face tells me you do not comprehend it, yet recognize the possibility very well. I named the AEC method alter ego centrifuge. Wait. She sprung so many things at us from all directions. How can we know any of this is true? Not like she has any proof. What's the likelihood of this woman telling us the real deal? There exists circumstantial evidence. When we woke up after being launched by the rotations, we were in shock. Observer installed in the outer perimeter. Did they not give a feeling of deja vu? Most likely they're coffins, or at least something which resembles the functionality. A vessel to prevent the soul and spiritrons from escaping, and created for ensuring separate personalities. Incidentally, the rotations, which occurred at the time of the serpent's dispersal, is merely preventive operations. Preparatory work, if you will. Do not fret, no separation of personality has occurred, yet the real performance only begins at the conclusion of this ritual. Hold up for a second, I don't get what this means. Suppose that we are alter egos, and suppose this Holy Girl is a mess. means of producing them. What is the point? That's a matter of course. To avoid the end of the world. I suppose I have to explain from the very beginning. At some point, a holy gorilla manifests within the micro-territory, within Baker Moon. In response to this event, my existence was anchored. Just as I thought, it wasn't just a name. There was an actual grill involved. The concept of grill, with its infinite framework and power, came to involve in a minimal, richer world such as this. Utilizing the power of the holy gorilla, I thus calculated that the world would come to an end, which should lead us to this very point. Just what in the world are you talking about? Naturally, I speak of the bleach of Earth, the world which you, Kadio, are attempting to save. I understand well you're heading to confront your final decisive battle. That's the foremost issue, and the cause of this destruction we face. Simply put, your strength is insufficient. There were many willing to lend their power. That may be, but the calculation determined them as insufficient. I don't deny you have your allies. It is a hard question of whether the number of you exceeds that which is required. In this decisive battle, there is no difference between an insufficient numbers and zero. Your number is insufficient. Therefore, in order to reinforce your material strength, I turn my attention to the alter ego class. Now that I mention it, what even is an alter ego? It is one of the extra class allotted to servants. An alteration of state of a hero experience, differing from those designated as alters, whose abilities and thoughts have been modified. In contrast, they are a separate personality of a given heroic spirit, isolated to become a separate servant. Using computer programs as analogy, alters are like different versions of the same program. But alter egos are more like taking the original program and using its system to create a distinct product. Because of the nature of having a separate, they often become high servants due to remaining void within them, are often filled by being sufficient, white like divine spirit servants. But this high servant composition is not a hard requirement. As long as a separate personality makes up the prime entity, it can be considered of the alter ego class. It seems that you have already fallen into habit of taking them at face value, but I consider them a most curious class. The condition for compatibility were far too broad. It was dependent on this mindset on a form's entirety. And so I started to consider, if given a face it diverged, a personality could be made into the prime aspect and eligible for the alter ego class. Would it not be possible to create two individual alter egos from the same fundamental entity? I understand well that the mental activities and personalities of living organisms differ. Because of this single person, a single heroic spirit should exist as a collection of innumerable overlapping personalities and goals. On the other hand, an alter ego can be independently materialized just by the virtue of being an alter ego. Looking over data stone from Chaldea, there is nothing to indicate an alter ego is inferior in terms of combat capabilities. In that case, if a servant exists, then instead of utilizing it as a single unit, its personality can be artificially separated. Producing multiple alter egos from it should be more effective in terms of generating material power, correct? That is absurd. Not absurd, it is possible of great value and the right solution. As such, I decided to implement it. That's exactly what had been carried out here with the System Guerrilla War, or the AI Holy Guerrilla War. The alter ego increased Holy Guerrilla War, the cornerstone of the infinite alter ego reproduction program. (14) 14. I need a Lancer. This is the most powerful solution to the demise I observe. I accept no objections. Therefore, I must ask you to resume the Holy Grail War. I am only an overseer. Durga is a member of the system and related to the Grail War part of the Holy Grail War. Unrelated, bad choice of words for someone who attacks Saber and Rider's Master. It was simply the divine duty assigned to me. This goddess exists to fulfill divine duties. Rider's Master had potential to prove himself. An obstacle to management due to his analysis contact intervention with the core pillars of the system. Saber acted upon visual intention to harm the Overseer, who is my master. Both were valid extermination targets, therefore I eliminated them. I don't know if I believe you, only being the guardian of the Holy Grail War and Overseer weapon. You are more fundamental to the Holy Grail War in my opinion, Durga. Otherwise, why would you bother hiding under an AI skin? A special X among D types, X is an unknown variable, and D stands for Durga. Quite a clever name. I'm proud to have the servant of such good taste. Regardless, yes. As you inferred, this Holy Grail War would have been impossible without Durga. This is a fact. Allow me to explain. I'd love for you to understand how I managed this beautiful system. Durga possessed a super boundless conceptual whole. We're simply meant as a place of storage to safely utilize the powers she received from the numbers gods. I used the power of the Holy Grail to summon the first 5 serpents and stored their unawakened saint grabs inside Durga's pit. Does she mean the original of the serpents participating in the AI Holy Grail War? Then I used the remaining power for the first rotation, generating 5 alter ego servants. Oh, those beings akin to her spirit shadows spawning in this world are personality like dregs, generated by the impact. You can consider them as fragments of alter egos. Being heroic spirit fragments, they had some multicam power, so they attacked themselves to assist some rarer bugs, becoming special enemies. But the purpose of this Holy Grail War is for servants to fight one another. So the energy generated by the dismissal can be absorbed into Durga's pit, which is further connected to the Paper Moon's world. I estimate that this energy will suffice to rotate Paper Moon's world to spawn alter egos for 2 more cycles. Being this is what will happen when the Holy Grail War is over. Having obtained the power of the 4 dismissed servants, Durga will use it to spin the world. Doing so, the 5 servants stored in her pit will generate new alter egos. These 5 alter ego servants are collected. They will be our forces to avoid the end of the world. Next, we perform the second rotation. The servants spawned by it will be participants of the next Holy Grail War. Rinse and repeat, and we have the theoretically infinite method of producing alter egos. Only in theory, truly an unworkable idea. Have you considered, for example, that a consequence of this forced generation of alter egos for conceptual centrifugal force would be the degradation of initiates to our soul, acting as certain models. You can't assume it would happen without a test. We need to collect and examine more data to determine the effects of alter ego extractions on the original. Hey, hello, I'm not sure what's going on here, but confirm one matter with me, General Supervisor. What's going to happen if we continue Holy Grail War? Can you give me the details? The winning alter ego servants will be stored as part of of army, the winning alter ego master will merge with the general supervisor. Then the next Holy Grail War will begin. By repeating this process, will infinitely generate armies of alter egos. Will our wish be granted? Oh, I forgot to establish generation wishes as a motivator. It will. The winner will become one with the overseer, and will manage the next Holy Grail War as the new general supervisor region. The next Holy Grail War? Will wars ever end? Obviously not. We need as many forces as possible to stave off the end of the world. I just wanted a family. If you win, you're free to set the next Holy Grail War perimeters to give you one. No, I wanted to live peacefully with my family, with no wars happening anywhere. You don't have to worry about it. Once you obtain this general supervisor status, to avoid doom will become your first priority, in other words, to continue the Holy Grail War. Wouldn't that mean I would stop valuing the wish I already have? It is pointless, none of this matters. Don't let it bother you ultimately. You said alter ego master, what is that supposed to mean? The system that gives you an AI's your personality is a randomizer, an RNG device. It is in reality transforming your random alter egos. What? The infinite alter ego production project requires masters. Having infinite force of alter egos means nothing if held back by the possibilities that Chaldea Master could handle them all alone. Therefore, I consider it necessary to produce master as well. And what kind of master is the most appropriate to manage alter egos? Seeking for answers, I prepare both masters and alter egos. That was the most efficient ways of arranging a good enough routed personality patterns. For more diverse results, I selected each of their models from different roots. Caster Master personality was created type, alter ego invented. He was an attempt to produce a competitive personality, as close as created from zero possibles. That said, his name and appearance were recycled from a random model found by picking into Chaldea's model. He was prideful, overconfident, and compensated for his lack of empathy with magic, logic, and calculations. I made his personality, expecting him to be driving actor actually advancing the war. I needed to give him a support patch and some fine-tuning partway through, but he did his part with his passing grades. Rider's Master personality was an acquired type, alter ego imported. I read the substance of a real human being who once touched paper moon, and separated an alter ego from them. He was the master with the greatest ability to understand and respond to a system that led him to deviate from his programming in such a ways. I conjectured that his affinity for alter ego conversion stems from him naturally having multiple personalities, or something akin to it. Saber Master personality was a forged type, alter ego imitated. I first selected the appearance of an existing human, and counterfeited the expected mind this human was likely to have. The pool of human models that had contact with this is very limited in options, but I can tell who she was by looking. The answer is the girl being used as Durga's vessel. You can figure out the rest from here. The master had diverse personalities, and the one of them who won the AI Holy Grail War would selected the masters, both at managing alter egos, acquiring EXP. They would then become the next overseer and repeat my actions in the next Holy Grail War. This continuously upgrading it into master better suited managing alter egos. That's my line of thought. In summary, the wishes held by AI masters are a marker of their alter ego status. You produce their wish because you're an alter ego. It does not originate from your AI self. You're merely borrowing it from someone. This I believe you have no need to attach much power to it. No, that is. Screw this, then what is all my guild supposed to mean? Why do I have to be like this for a dumb reason? Okay, I heard enough. Let me stop your trulies with your dull subjects. I don't care. What? It's true, I'm not interested in any of this. Whatever people wish is not my business. The only thing matters are my wishes. And I can't forgive slight against my wishes. The number one question here is, what about my wishes, damn it? I beat everyone and then what? I just become a soldier? No chance. This is not the ending I fought for. I will obtain everything and live for an amusing life. That's what I fought for. I care about nothing else. Berserker. Yeah, and you should be thinking the same thing. What about my wish? I don't care about anything else. That's the correct attitude to have here, and if you're denied it, you gotta lash out. Then I ask you, Duryodhana Master, do you still have a wish in you? Something you want to see accomplished no matter what? Yes. Yes. Then you do think nothing other than attaining it for yourself. If playing the Hoiguru War the right way won't do it, then there's one way to grant your wish. Let's defeat them and hijack the system. Put a stop to this ridiculous Hoiguru War of alter ego nonsense. Still to just jurisdictions, later, or whatever it takes. We'll speed ahead to where your dreams come true. Huh. Yeah, right. That's the Duryodhana I know. The great 8 dumbass who only sees what he wants. But there's things that can be accomplished without stupidity, I guess. The winning master becomes the generous supervisor AI. Then what would happen if Yuki won? You're not part of my calculations. You're presuming some form of corollary damage incurred by the first rotation. I've named you, in your case, alter ego irregular, but your inclusion is nowhere contradicts the purpose of the project. To add up the AI Hoiguru War Master as the excuse to prevent Master specializing in alter egos for the ultimate battle. What will happen to the versions of you outside is irrelevant, so long as you add value to the forces I'm preparing. Therefore, you two are invalid candidates for the next overseer. I wish you there. Although some special modification will be necessary. Adam. Your presence here may be confidential, but it can be considered quite fortunate, Master of Kadia. Although there is a chance you may prove sufficient, the evaluation of your previous battles indicates a quite high probability you're the ideal answer I've been looking for. The 5-star master, favored to be champion. I will not give you any preferential treatment, but you're still the competitor. I'm most invested in seeing the future of good luck and challenges ahead. The adamant was completely unnecessary. But your point is that winning won't let us out of here. So much for the basic premieres. We can't return to our world unless we destroy this Hoiguru War system. And our paper moon device will remain defective. We're out of options. This infinite alter ego production project. I'm getting out of here. You know what to do, Yuki. The method to accomplish this is simple. The two people in front of us explain that someone is directly linked to the Hoiguru War system. The quickest to sabotage the system is to sabotage her, or any 12 servant Durga. Why can't you comprehend my strategy to avoid your doom? Is it not clear that the world will end if it fails? No one other than the observer can understand how certain is the end of the world, or the method to avoid it. That is saying you heard a lot in the Atlas Institute. I believe the projects should be cancelled if they're proven to harm others. Wouldn't you agree? Negative. I calculate what's written in the stars. This demise is well questioned. I know the word is primo, a coincidence. In other words, the very principle of the existence. I was actually never supposed to contact or confront anyone. It seems I must. Durga is the one irreplaceable evidence in all this. Executing analysis of force. Conclusion. Destroying this goddess will prove difficult. I know, I don't seriously believe they're capable of destroying you, but humor them. Oh my, you're also up for the fight. I'm still a master, even if I'm not in the traditional way. Durga is not persistent in the Hoiguru War, and due to her being so far your standard. Using her to kill your alter ego servants is almost a net negative in your energy gain. As such, I would rather much avoid this, but no sane person can disregard justified self-defense. I calculate I'll remain with barely enough reserves left to restart the next system Girl War, and to create the next batch of alter ego participants. I and my function as overseer will eliminate the effects trying to prevent the execution of the Hoiguru War and attempt a reset. I want to see you try, Happen. I determined I should change models But let it be clear that I am not doing so in response to your symbolic insult. I am switching into form, more integrated for a master. A version of me not limited to my roles as a paper moongem supervisor AI. My functions as the one who posed the end of the world. I can see it. Alter egos are souls dancing like dust in the wind. The skies and underworld resist doom. I am both the dust itself and wings guiding it. Therefore I shall rename myself. I am Dust of Orsus, the one who sought and rejected the world demise. Adding unrestricted thought acceleration to our perditions mode, Orsus, rotary turn to the northern sky. I order you, your master, my servant Durga. It is a righteous process, our first step away from this conclusion, which is not second disabling the life of functions of those failing to comprehend my answer. New divine duty accepted. Executing task. Give me Enkidu. I keep doing that. We can use Miocene as well.
Keisan no kekka wa sudeni dete iru. Kansoku seyo, hisui no tori. Sa, doko o kiri otosou?
最高のカードを君に。
そう、的確に行こう。測定せよ、琥珀の鹿。
呼び起こす星の息吹。人と共に歩む。ゆえにエヌマ・エリシュ。
何をしているんです。
いい
支障はあ
Immune
り
to stun damage.
新幅殲滅コース発射新幅さてカウンティングオーバー。
いいようだ。来るがいい。テックねえ、次は 神明偽装展開精錬たる湖面月光を返す沈め何を絶アロンナイト行くよアロンナイトメイ噛み砕く
殲滅コース発射聖なる水貫く新幅
熱くなってきたね。そうだね、分かったよ。呼び起こす星の息吹。
何をしているのです。支障はあります。さて、カウンティングオーバー。
そうだね、分かったよ。
支障はありません。支障はありません。支障はありません。支障はありません。上位殲滅行動開始。楚は空を割り地を砕く軍の形。魔なる者たち滅び神発執行ひまわりの力殲滅コース発射。ハッピーエンドの話をしよ
いいね。
う。ご要望とあらば。
星の宇宙物々の楽園の端から君に聞かせよう。罪なき者のに通るがいい。ガーデン・オブ・アバロン。
呼び起こす星の息吹。人と共に歩む。ゆえにエヌマ・エリシュ。
何をしているのです。切り込む支障はありません。
What? It's not dead yet?
次
的確
は
に行こ
神明偽装展開精錬たる湖面月光を返す沈め何を絶アロンナイトやる
支障はありません。支障はありません。
Berserker, don't sound so worried, you dolt. Your true is invincible, but oh shit. Why is she so strong? I know Durga is Durga, but there shouldn't be this much difference. Not while we're both limited by the same servant frame. I'm the goddess born from demon extermination. It's only logical that there would be sizable gaps in combat capabilities between myself and the god of love. Durga was born from this rage of numerous gods, having received power and weapons from each of them. This she is an all-rounder extermination goddess, compatible with all servant classes, and capable of switching between many gifted armaments in response to every situation. And each gifted armament has powers truly worthy of a weapon wielded by a god. In summary, Durga is an Agni flame, Varuna water, and Indra's thunder. She is Shiva's fury, Vishnu's fury, and Brahma's fury. Even as a fellow divine spirit, the difference in base specs between you is infinite. None can logically compare to her. You don't have to tell me. I was asking because I can vaguely tell there's more to it than they're relying on. And Louse's complete. I got it. There's no doubt. It causes difference in resource. Used for combat, the two of them are cheating. They aren't using randomite. Not then how? It's magical energy, temporary resource provided by the whole grill, prevent you yet to attain any form. We missed it. The obvious, since Sturger is not a participant in the whole grill war, then she's not a product of this world. So your fuel tank doesn't even operate under the same rules. That's not fair. No complaining. Yuki return depends on you. Can't give up no matter what. I don't need you to tell me that. You have my full support. Honestly, I normally refuse such a training job. But now, not now. Since it's for you, Master, I won't let go without rewarding me once we're done. But it's true, that situation could be worse. Even if I can protect her actions. The difference in firepower output is big enough for her to just ignore it. We're running out of options. If there's anything can turn the board in your favor, then that be. I can't breathe. My brains keep fishing out on off. In summary, the wishes held by the AI masters are a marker of their alter ego status. You produce a wish because you're an alter ego. It's not originating from your AI self. You're merely borrowing it from someone. Thus I believe you have no need to attach much value to it. What did she say again? Our wishes are just borrowed from someone else, and we shouldn't attach much value to them? Then... What about her? What about the girl who sacrificed herself for her wish is now gone? What was that all about? Well then, what do we do, Master? Exes only serve you, so just tell me what you want to do. If you say you want to go back to a place and develop some new recipe, I will gladly take up melee. I don't know what I want to do. Oh, okay, then let me rephrase it. What's the biggest feeling in your heart right now? The usual answers. All I have me is guilt. Guilt that makes you crave for punishment, a weight down in my conscience past all hope recovering from. That's probably the wish that makes me an alter ego. Oh no, I wasn't asking about your wish. Think about something less of a big deal. It's about how you feel in this exact instant. A question with about as much weight. What should I want to eat next? Why are you asking? Yeah, you know, in a normal situation, when someone asks you what to do, your answer options don't need to be anything too heavy. Listen, so one day, a long time ago, I killed this man eating Reikosaka named Idimba. But when I did, his little sis fell in love with me. She was obviously a man eating Reikosaka. And I actually went over to kill her too, but my big bro stopped me. The chick was really serious about it. So he told me to give her a chance, hang out with her regular, even if it's just dusk dawn. Your brother is crazy, so how did that go? We had a kid. Why? Haha, I don't know either. All I thought back then was, sure, why not? Before I knew it, I found myself accepting the idea that I could love her. I started to want to, and that's all there to it. Life's just a long chain of little moments defined by what you want to do in each of them. So you don't need to overthink. What is it right now? Tell me what's in your... in the instant, regards to her previous wish. Even then, my answer is still the same. I feel the worst now that she told me my guilt isn't my problem. And let me know how pointless what I feel is. And even now, it won't go away. But you know what? Maybe because of it. I'm now not by too much, but I may be more angry than guilty. Oh, nice answer. Why is that? Because of what she said is pissing me off. What can you do to vent that anger? Punching her face will make me feel better, I think. Is this how I get you to smile? Sure, this could get a smile out of me. Give her what's coming to her. It's going to be a pointless, worthless, self-conceited smile though. Haha, that's what I wanted to hear. I decided to suppress my warrior side to be of service to you. I decided to see you smile was priority over anything else. But you say that my fighting here is the only way to make you smile. If that's the way I'm supposed to serve you, then I'm up for a fight as your servant. Okay, so here's my order. It's a very precious order, and I'd love to tip the waiter, but don't have anything on me right now. So I'll give you a command spell instead, since I got a second one, God's no one. I can't forgive them for saying her wish and the life she chose to live didn't matter. Deck them. Yes, ma'am. Bima. Who am I? Why should I care? The question is too easy, actually. Doesn't take more than a word to answer. I'm me. Well, I can't pick it? Oh, that sucks.
余分なパラメータの追加不要である。
リラックスリラックス。ハウリング。
いいよくればいい。
君に全チップをかけよう。頼むぞ。
仕留める。復唱す。次は新面偽装展開。精錬たるコメン月光を返す。沈め何のセンスをないと。ここからついてこい。カットラインランスラッ演算せよメノウの馬。
裁き天より大きとも聖なる水貫く殲滅コース発射。
うまい。もう一杯。ちょいと待ってな。嵐の力よ集いて我が手に。打ち止めなんてワイプとは
しているのです。
素手でこ
支障はあります。支障はあります。神々の力にここの
賛定せよ黒曜の亀。
裁き天より新幅殲滅コース発射
ちょいと待ってな。我が地に眠る風神の力よ、今こそぶちがいためろ。
しているのです。
こいつでいくか。
支障はありません。支障はありません。支障はあり、フェイスオフ聖なる水裁き天より
ハッピーエンドの話をしよう。いいぜ。星の宇宙に物見の歌、楽園の端から君に聞か
一撃一瞬で終わらせる。石灰剣技開始。つなげナノデスアロンダイト。
空までぶっ飛びな。リラックス。火を入れる。我が地に眠る風神の力よ、今こそぶち決めためろ。
しているのです。
やる。
支障はありません。支障はありません。上位殲滅行動開始。楚は空を割り地を砕く軍の形。魔なる者たち滅ぶ。執行新幅目覚める。
さて、カウンティングオーバー。本気を出すか。ちょいと待ってな。
何をしているのです。
こいつでいくか。使えりゃ何だ。今日の風は晴れるぜ。
神谷の力ここに聖なる水殲滅コース
最高のカード。君遠慮すんな。
生命
いい
強化
ぜ。
補足。
こいつでいくか。
支障はありません。
一撃一瞬で終わらせる。
何をしているのです。
空まで
支障はありません。裁き天より来た。暇ばかりの力。猫の手のがマシだったかな。聖なる水に貫く。
両断する。
ちょいと待って。いいぜ。こいつでいくか。
支障はありません。支障はありません。
素手で楽しもうぜ。
支障はありません。支障はありません。
Fuck, no way. No way. I don't want any of this. Why would him and I have to fight on the same time, you mean? Oh, don't worry. I'm holding off the same feeling. You guys don't need to become friends, but please stay in sync. Ah, shit. And one more time for emphasis. Shit. What's the shittiest part? That shit him is still Bima. He's still undeniable Bima, but that I still have to say shit. What am I doing in middle fight against a goddess? Haha, Goddess Durga. I barely recall having been blessed by you. Once. So I never dreamed of two of us would exchange blows. As a rare opportunity. So don't mind if I give it everything I got. Hurrah! I think he's managing to force her back. Yes, he's truly one of Enia's greatest. It's not over yet, Remit alert. Lancer's Master, why the Sun Rebellion? I believe you're a passive Holy Grail player with no reason to agonize me. You mock the Sakura in your wish. Negative, I can grant Saber's Master's wish. And the management of Grill, even the effects of the whole Grill leave her temporarily non-functional. Her wish is granted, guaranteed by the regular adjustment. That's not what I'm talking about. Then you simply need to continue the whole Grow War. Be achievement to over as a general supervisor, yeah? As a general supervisor, you will be able to operate Grow however you want. That's not it either. Her wish doesn't matter if she isn't around for it. So I know you're wrong. Her wish only made sense because it was hers. It was a pointless copy of someone else's wish, like you said. Yes, her wish was warm because she made herself part of it. The home she desired can't be without her. Yeah, I figured it out after all. Now it's too late. I wanted to help her. I should have helped her. I don't have any wish, so why is it me left inside of her? I kept making wrong decisions, committing sins. I'm a walking mass of guilt. That's correct, I'm aware of it. I must have committed sin. I regret a sin that single-handedly consumes my whole identity. But that is why right now, I don't want to add new sins and regrets to the pile. My determination is only possible due to guilt that shrouds right at the bottom of the spill. Why? Because if I keep letting things pile up, I might miss out my chance. I might miss the answer that lies beyond the guilt. I see, maybe that was my real. Lancer, is my order coming out any soon? My bad. What you ask takes time to cook. I'm gonna turn up the heat. Shit. You're always like this, always getting what I'm dying to get, making it look like it easy. Screw you. I'm stronger than you. I don't care about no goddess. I'll never lose to you. Oh nice, now you motivated. Master, I always like to do better, but you're gonna have to promise me a reward. Come on, you know what I want. Sweet head pats. Yep, that. Oh, Master, you know me so well. Anyway, my giant posse is to steal the show in moments of crisis to get what I want, so you know how it is. It's give and take. I'm asking not to forget that I will get my proper due. What do I want? What is it? Doesn't matter. Let's just get working for my reward. Time for vicious backup fire for the two struggling muscle heads. As I figure, even us participants not included in the plan couldn't skip the effect. Or perhaps we are participants because we couldn't escape it. Meaning that this Kama and myself are not our regular selves. No, there's a lot to be said, but defeating Durga now comes first and foremost. Raising thought acceleration even further. Keep up with me, Yuki. Per my divine duty, I exterminate demon Mesiah. I exterminate Samda Nisuba. Nisumha. This extermination is my only function in the God's command. Our presence here signifies the presence of God's command. Enemies of my past be exterminated, though are enemies of the gods. Correct answer. Those who oppose a plan when the fate of the world is on the line are essentially enemies of the gods. I reject doom. I will spare no efforts to let us see this better future planned for us. The world must have preserved. That's what it exists for. All false partitions accelerate to overclock. Action temperate justification. Purge 70% of violation control. Executing decided punishment. On the world liquefy. Impurity of the soul falls below the level of Kola. Devi Mahama. Jagat Matar Fire Main Turret.
上位殲滅行動開始。衝動を許容。神樹の術草を展開する。祖は空を割り、地を砕く憤怒の形。魔なる者たちよ、滅べ。神罰、執行。
私は滅びを否定する。世界は保たれねばならない。回答せよ、混合の牛。さあ、どこを切り落とそうか。
君に全チップをかけよう。頼むぞ。
そうだね。的確に行こう。分かったよ。呼び起こすは星の息吹。人と共に歩む。ゆえにエヌマ・エリシュ。
何をしているのです。支障はありません。支障はありません。支障はありません。神々の力がここに。
リラックス。酒を飲んでる守る遠慮ちょいと待ってな。我が地に眠る風神の力。
何をしているのです。
柔らかくしてから
支障はありません。
暴れちまいな。
支障はありません。
ハワイの国。
支障はありません。
Damn, they renewed their weakness.
新ハバー殲滅コース発射。
No longer with you, Lancer.
リラックス。遠慮すんな。いいぜ。
何をしているのです。
一直線に
支障はありません。支障はありません。
よくかき混ぜた方がいい。
支障はありません。上位殲滅行動開始。楚は空を割り地を砕く軍の形。魔なる者たち滅びしたというんだ。進発執行新派バーユマリ
楽園の端にようこそ。星の宇宙物見の歌楽園の端から君。柔らかくしてから
支障はありません。
歯応えは
支障はありません。支障はありません。神々の力にここに。
Oh, come on.
同出せよ針の蛇。
上位殲滅行動開始。楚は空を割り地を砕く軍の形。
Can't dodge that.
新派執行裁き天より来た。
夢の世界に人
出番です。
熱くなってきたね。さあどこを切り落とそうか。
放風野郎欲望の熱や着物の象徴。よかろう。
うめえぞ。
いい
世の行く手が阻め
支障はありません。
我が地に眠る風神の力。
何をしているのです。
呼び起こす星の息吹。
何をしているのです。
高度マヒシャースラマルギニ決定処分実行。万物は誘拐し魂の純度はクオリアの地平に降りる。 DB マーハートミヤジャガットマートリー手法放て。
What kind of buff is that?
上位殲滅行動開始。楚は空を割り地を砕く軍の形。魔なる者たちよ
よい
滅べ。
マジか。
暇ばかりの力殲滅コース発射。神々の力にここに。
That was a cheap buff.
ピンチチャンスにオルトナイス全機能回バンカーボルトリロード。
いいね。最高だ。
装填中です。を喜ばせろ。ブースト
支障はありません。支障はありません。殲滅コース発射。新派バー暇ばかりの力。支障はありません。
愛の悪望みを声にせよ。燃えよベイバロンドムスアウレアよ。
しているのです。
ロササングイス
支障はありません。
有効レンジ
支障はありません。支障はありません。
オルテナウスノーゾギジリンク会社を喜ばせろ。おごりであっても高らかに。世の行く手が阻
支
め
障はありません。支障はありません。上位殲滅行動開始。
苦しいな。
この姿で破
神々の力にここに。支障はありません。
了解了解。はあこれで
支障はありません。
バーニア突撃します。
出番です暇ばかりの力目覚める
最大ダメージお任せください。示談了解。
目障りなんだろ。
はあこれでどうだ。
聖なる
もう少
水
し
いい子たちです
隠すなよ。めんどくさい。
支障はあります
そう
支障はあります支障はあります
ベスパー
支障はあります
何かな。
上位殲滅行動開始。
見苦しいな。別に悔しくはない。最高のカード君。
本気のだ。いいぜ。
いいね。
何をしているのです。何をしているのです。
一直線に
支障はありません。
疲れたかい。あとはゆっくりいい夢を見るといい。
Still loading. Calculation shows discrepancy. Why can't I comprehend? Oh come on, I'm exhausted. But wouldn't you agree that you're looking worse off than I am? We have the upper hand in this battle. Let's keep the pushing like this. We can manage. Hurry up. Die. Want to explain why your murders ain't point at just her? Huh? Your truest power is so awesome, there's a fat possibility you'll get blown to hell along with her. You stay on that side. Impedance to execute my divine duty, you annoy me. Inexplicable, illogical, why can you not grasp corrections to my calculations? This mass production of alter ego is distorted. Inexplicable upon inexplicable, illogical upon illogical. If they're distortions, they are within all of you already. You have already employed several alter egos. You believe them fine to be handled as battle sets. What reason is there why one is good but 100 is unacceptable? To tolerate 10 but denounce 1,000. If you have no answer, then you have your distortion. It's the same with a single alter ego unit. You people are accepting without any reason. The distortion within the nature of alter egos themselves. The human race is a bad habit of covering for their lack of calculations with sentiment belying all rationality. But the alter egos at Chaldeus are all a proportion, my master. You should concentrate all your resources on my mission. The same solution can be derived. There's no reason to hold anything back. To avoid defeat, that's the highest priority task at present. We must be made superior for survival, and not be made one of the weak loss of time. You execute virtual inspection, conclusion reach, construction causing slaughter to occur. Accept it, as here, we have the goddess of slaughter, one who presents the results of extermination, not the process that is battle. For that very reason, two clouds of simulation, clouds in spiral, and golden long-tailed roosters herald the dawn. Shh, this is looking bad. There's some kind of Lazarus sword she's going to use. Did she have something like that left over? But what could it be? Forget it. Answer deck occurred before she. As planned. By my command spell, I order you. Reconnect Prime AI Authority of Defend to the servant Durga. And additionally exercise authority in the General Supervisor AI instead to grant access permission. Carry out forced collection of randomness from all defense AIs under declaration. Would you? Until now, she hasn't relied on randomness as a resource, only magical entry from herself in the Holy Grail. However, she was originally filling boots of the Prime AI for defend. Then if she's reconnected, it means they can use randomness as additional fuel. What is more, it's a forced collection with no compunction. Most likely the same thing Caster was doing to the B-type AIs. Screwing bottom of the barrels in the truest sense of the term. Wait, you have to stop, don't. You're the same as him after all, but you're still the General Supervisor. You're seeing everyone as family. You can only see all the AIs as mere resources. The source of your disagreement property is the skin of the alter ego personality you wear. AIs are by definitions. Shut your mouth, you're such a... I asked for more power, Master. This goddess needs only 7% more resource to realize her objective. Approve. Additional activation of final reserves. Command spell create a supply path for me. The bulk of randomness under my control has gone to Durga. Damn, she's. Target value reached. Mission completion possible. The fortune stars comes in sight. All we need to do is move towards it. Damn, it's hopeless. I should have known better. We can't win. There's no way to win against a god with so much power. Now then, a time for ending, as well as for beginning. All exists for perpetual production of alter egos, for averting the destruction of the world. Now then, a time for ending as well as for beginning. All exist. For sake of my love. Who am I? I am Wrath, born Wrath, yet still swept in it. Wrath at being unable to be with one who I love. Of this I am aware. I am merely fixated on resolution. The alter ego attachment, that is who I am. If one error was committed, then it would be that you did not consider the possibility that the first servant summoned to this distorted world was an alter ego master. What do you mean by error, Durga? The aiming of your remarks is uncertain. I have the power necessary to realize my goal. I beseech you. Through this power, beseech my reunion with Shiva. My dearest, my husband. What? Oh, Gaps. Dirker, has this been your aim from the start? Ah. It seems those two weren't one of friendship, they made themselves up to be. But the trouble is that the situation isn't looking up yet, in the least. Dirker has made use of that unfavorable power to further rearrange her sync graph. If that is true, then she's... We are Kali, gods born from Wrath, born of Wrath goddess. We exist solely to reunite it with Shiva. Let the heads of those who stand in our path fly from our blade, and their blood wet our throat. Make way, yet who are not Shiva, make way. Kali. Imagine Durga, but a goddess whose firstly has grown even worse. A slaughter junkie who's lost all sanity, forgetting even her godly role and utter self-precepts. Her favorite way of showing off is downing a demon's blood in one cough, for starters. Rah. Huh. Lancer. The scent of a fiend. It's up same way. Yeah. Berserker. Blood. Good blood. And so does God's dance. Her heart dance before the enemy's blood, as do her limbs. Ah, convey it. Convey your desires. Her stamping is shaking the ground. Can this really be? Kali, could be you're truly trying to call upon Shiva here. Of course, that's the reason we exist. Please, if you will, enlighten me as to the method. I would hope it doesn't match my estimations. We shall destroy the world, at which time Shiva shall appear at our feet. Then it's true. That old story? After killing the humans, the goddess Kali stamped her feet and danced the field by an upswell trough. the god were deeply impure by its intensity being massive enough to break the world. But only after she would lay down at her feet and played the cushion did Kali finally come to her senses. By reenacting the myth, she's attempting to summon him via tracing this nexus backwards. As Kali is dancing the dance that crushes the world, Shiva must be there present, she thinks. The paper moon world, a world is a world about virtual, then consider there is no distinction. The world, everything here, she destroyed all of it. Stop it, because I mean, this is where Emma lives. There's no way to stop, not as long as Shiva is away. This is Dance of the Goddess. Right, it's the nature of god deeds of law, supported by the strength of mythos. Moreover, this world shall break still, even without the goddess's cause. It's but a difference of sooner from later. This looks bad because she's fallen connected to Kali's magical energy transfer line. She's bearing the entire burden on her body. It isn't something that can be covered by a single rope capacity. It's safe to say that process has entered a runaway state. As things stands, there's a chance of melting down since she can't withstand that heavy load. But we're gonna defeat her anyway, weren't we? True, but there is an order to things. The sudden destruction or disappearance of the gender supervisor AI will cause catastrophic errors. Almost as though the core program running your computer were suddenly deleted. Our goal was to bring the system that's the AI Hogwarts to complete halt. But the ultimate way to stop it is to make use of the gender supervisor AI authority. And conversely, if the AI Holy Grail War goes haywire because we can't halt it that way. There's a fair possibility that circumstance we will have leave us unable to return to the world outside. And then guys, we had to save her too. So much not included in calculations. To think this world's demise stood this close to me all along. We need her authority to clear the path back home. Therefore, I'll do something about it. But what? I'll force a neural connection via Etherlight. Then I'll hack her internal programming and rewrite however much I can. Won't that be dangerous? It sure will. Like driving a bus in circles that can slow down while performing a bomb defusal. There's danger, but we have to take the risk for all us to get back to the outside world. It sounds like we have to trust in one another. For you, that I'll rescue the horses. And for me, that you two can defeat Kelly while I'm away. I trust in you to follow through on that. Can you say the same for me? Of course I trust you. We're a dependable friend after all. A friend. That's me, I may as well admit it. This version of me is driven by that word. Aspiring respect, some prize, and good impression, a low reverence, and slight regret. These mixtures are what led Tian out now to walk away from the Atlas Institute. Reason that would never occurred if I were still too young to have melted my spirit. I get it, that's why I took this form. If I had been a child, I would never have gone to Chaldea. Despite having given my answers, there was a slight hesitation in the answer itself. It's an embarrassing matter, yet also pleasant. Even I had an alter ego of my own within me. Xian. No, never mind. I only now understand the answer to a personal question. Allow me to carry out my own duty here. I'm not dreaming at all, but I become what I wanted to be anyway. Let me give you that thing we discussed en route. The adjustments are already made. But like I told you, overuse is strictly forbidden. Please take care of yourself. Now without further ado, I'm going in. I'll leave Kali to you. It's still asking base favorites to leave it all to us. We still have to do it. That much is true. Cal is like crazy pervati. At least where I'm concerned. I can't allow a goddess like that to reduce my well-laid plans to ruins. I do my best so Master can give me something. What was it I wanted? I can figure that out later, after all. For the time being, we just have to defeat the Parvati face villain. Secure a future together. So it's easier for me to say, going it alone would be difficult. Is it all realistic by time for the wind god's son, all flattered out over there? And for the vainglorious berserker to get back on their feet? Since I have no way of knowing whether those two can get it together. If you wouldn't mind backing me up, Master. Sure thing, let's do it. Oh lovely, we know the secret sent well, though art part demon. Let's do battle. We were the goddess who slaughters demons. And then after our victory, then show the dance of destruction. We sound to invoke our husband. We are Shakti to Shiva, raft born out of wrath. Upon the flesh blood of demons, in this we shall the goddess slaughter dance. Huh? Kamui looks so different in that. She has like a costume or something? Can I use Kama here?
牙の借地魔なる者たちの血と肉の上出力女神は立つ踊るじゃないです
So this is the end. Despite calculating the world's destruction, I prepared, I execute, and I still fell short. I miscalculated. Or I didn't make a mistake. When I was still without form, and concerned only with protecting the small world within this paperweight. I was merely a minimal program equipped with nothing more than this obligation ability in order to manage this world. But at some point, a distortion appeared, so close by as to be unnoticeable. Distortion developed unseen in greater summoning system installed in my vicinity, as well as a greater flow connected to it. It affected me, much like how a magnet affects iron film inside a paper box to move them. I found myself detached, and suddenly here I was. I was certain that it was by my hands salvation must be delivered. In myself was not entrusted simply managing this world. I was not entrusted to endure to men, to negotiate, nor disregard. I entrusted a directive to take active action to fight for the sake of delivering salvation. And so the thought entered into my mind, was this the only world I should be protecting? As it weighed on me, I turned my attention to the outside world. It was a bleak view, no different from moon of paper, I thought. And so I believe it was my duty to manage it as well, that I must fight for the sake of salvation also, because I was credited with the obligation ability in order to manage this world. And yet, that world was at the brink of doom. That was my mistake. So I calculated an attempt to save it. I attempt to save it. I see. So you two are an alter ego. I suppose you could be called alter ego of salvation. Incomparison query why? Calculate yourself, since you're so good at it. I'm a little busy right now. I ask you because it's difficult for me to answer. It's a terribly complex equation. Occurring that you're using your own body in intent to organize. The energy that is destroying the programs that compose me. You're severing your interiors with your special microfilaments that allows data communication, enabling you to connect yourself to me, an entity absolutely outside your norms. This means that in the event of failure, you will be destroyed as well. In other words, you're very close to death right now. Yes, quite possibly could bypass the escape transfer route, close an open triple spiral. You're aware of it, then why? Because it's the only way to safely escape here. You know this, don't you? Yes, I also understand the answers you were hiding. If connecting the cytal nerves of you directly to me enables you to rate my authorities, wouldn't it be possible for you to escape alone without needing to stop the rampage I cause? There's no point in that, you know? This is the one place where I can be a part of the group. Yes, the real me has no place by your side. I was too slow in mustering my courage. I just missed my chance. Shin Elnam is not a comrade. She's a bystander, a cheerleader best. Therefore, the real me will keep her distance. Because I predicted that there will be a role only the real me can play in the grand final. But right now it's different. I'm allowed to play a different part. Some disruptive accident detached me from the good wisdom of my adult self. That makes me follow a vision, a future that can only be seen through the eyes of a child. I'm a personality existing only in form of reverb, atop a paper, a world of dreams. A delirium impossible without all these factors combined. Yes, I might be a cheerleader at best, but here's and only here. I want to feel what it's like to be a normal friend walking by his side in a normal adventure. I'll stop disconnecting. Come on. Oopsie, that's not great. It's alright, Master. You didn't have to look at me so panicked. I'm sturdier than you think. Believe it or not, I'm a god and a demon king on top of that. Besides, besides. That's something I want. Something I know I can get with enough effort. I feel very unusual motivated to try just a little harder. Yes, but what was it that I wanted? I know the answer, I sure do. It's something I don't have. Something no one can give me. I'm the one who gives it all. Ah, I want it so bad. Yeah? Come on, can't you remember it already? Jeez, look at what you're doing, making me show up in such a serious scene. Ah, of course, you. That's right, a moon made of paper is still a moon. And you know how the scenario goes, whenever there's moon flavor of trouble, BB will be there to fight fire with fire. I got a hunch that you, Kama, would be a better actor than me, or Mel, or Lips, so... I pulled some strings to make you a company master. It's completely free of charge, only on today's special sale. Am I supposed to be thanking you for this? I'm pretty sure I'm on the verge of death there, outside of my consciousness. I take no responsibility for that. All I can tell you is do better. By the way, what exactly do you mean when you said you pulled the strings? Isn't it obvious? I made you into someone suitable for this world. Someone who will naturally enter it with Master. I'm something of an expert in needing this kind of thing. Oh, but just to be clear, the sacrifice for special products may fall in slightly different rules from their case. Their case was systematically emulating my own cancer cells, called process of extraction, through an spontaneous system I made. But well, there's a lot of shared know-how to the techniques, and the partial experience is all you need when you have the genius final boss, Awesome 1 BB. What are you talking about? Oops, I got off topic. You asked me what I did to you, right? The opposite answer is, I turned you into an alter ego before you got here. To be more exact, I extracted an alter ego from your original self. What part? What part indeed? Spelling out the answer spoils the fun. But you know which it is. It's a personality element that inevitably existed with your original. But one that you would otherwise never be able to validate or externalize. Because this element is too minuscule compared to the it gives to other. We're talking a skill of all mankind versus myself, so it's only natural that you would want to drown it out and hide it. But now that this is outside as an independent alter ego, that's your one chance to confront this side of you with an honest perspective. Why don't you give it a try? Yeah, I did get a vague feeling I was not acting like myself. I know I never so blindly beg for flattery or do all that flirting. I lost track of myself in the festive moods of summer. Then maybe, but that's not the case there. Or forget all the ways I've been embarrassing myself here for a moment. The point is, I'm an alter ego. It's a stupid facet of my personality that wants the things right. Correct. So with that off your shoulders, now remember to point your presence there. No, I didn't predict anything that happened. I just got a hunch that this was for you, not for any of us. It's only now that I learned why. Oh, okay, I see it. If there is any meaning to my presence here, I know what it is. You better not call me inhuman for it. You certainly could, but for a fine boss Kohai, that's a compliment. I won't, because for a Demon King, that's a compliment too. I know what I have to do, but there's still one big question left. It will work out alright. But that's all the cheers from your past memories have to offer good luck. You talk like it's easy. I knew it. The two of us are better off away from each other. But enough talk. Time to hear him like a good fragment of the Demon King shit. Can't have this. Phew, thank you. It made me feel better. Victory. We are the victor. The world-wrecking dance continues. It shan't stop until Shiva appears. Come Heaver, our dearest Shiva, our husband. Come Heaver, come Heaver. The world is already... Don't worry, it's fine. I figured out how we can win. Leave this to turn about to me. It's this doubt I see in your eyes. I can imagine why. There's one major hurdle. I just need to get over this one thing. I need resources. Oh, and we can't rely on your unstable command spells, Master. Other than that, you're responsible to use all you can offer, down to last drop. That's all I'm asking. What can you offer? I don't have... There's something floating up. It is... Ah! Unsatisfied. Unsatisfied, the feeling I was playing with. That meant everything to me. which is why I went on looking for it. I kept on looking for that something. Treasure, weapons, skill, prestige, praise, land, victory, pleasures, lavery, tidbits, mastery, relief. Everything I could want. And yeah, I still wanted something different. Something I really wanted is still out there. But what was it? I don't remember. It's eating away at me. And yet, I'm aware that it's something invaluable. Gimme, gimme, gimme. Without it, I cannot be the ideal me. Myself will be imperfect. The thing that I'm missing, I'm lacking. I get the feeling that it was a woman. Yeah, probably that sounds right. A woman in which case. A wife? No, not that. Not quite in that area. I feel like something more familiar. Something in a closer relationship. I feel like it was something more inseparable. Like it was natural for us to be close. Like we've been part of the same whole without ever trying to be. It seems obvious that men should forget that much something so important. Berserker. Letting myself down firmly, I lay hands on his body. I gathered the willpower that felt like to vanish elsewhere, raised my spirits, and got on with the examination. Oh. I knew straight away. Our bodies are made differently. But we're products of the same world, not to mention master-servant relationship. He's more injured any time now. I'm sure he'll be dispatched dead. No. And I dream of having a family too. Of how much I wanted to be part of one. Why does it seem like there are nothing but goodbyes from the people who seems like family? And now once again. No. I have to do something. Anything. I'll do anything I can. Killing someone is a rule I exist for. There has to be something I do. I can't. I won't helplessly grind my teeth in frustration anymore. Examine further. Where and how bad is the damage? Where and how functionally be recovered? Not even a commensal would do, even if the contents of the container can be filled. The proverbial receptacle is cracked. Trying this would really put things in an unrepairable state. What he needs, at any rate, is a restoration of functionality. Change my mindset. Don't be afraid to deviate from my code. Results are all that's necessary. Even contravene prohibited controls. The general supervisor is in no shape to cry foul. I know. I can't make the versatile connections that she can. I can brute force the union. A direct link between Berserker circuits and mine. I need to miss and define Berserker as the AI that composed me. After which the repair program can be directed, access and treatment may be possible. I could loosely deliver randomment while directly linked it, which ought to increase efficiency and easy repairs. Yeah, it could work maybe. I've been thinking about this when I found out I failed to save real Prime AI. What better choice was there? Was I content to sit back and idly stare at Wulan beyond my capabilities? I'm positive that I came up with this idea thanks to her. A part of that you don't understand has been broken. Then forcibly connect it to make that part an extension of the system you can understand. One big snake. A slightly violent tight in together two heads of a different shape, different size, different everything. I'm sure that would stray the less intense one, and I plan to see who's the weaker. No other choice, even if I break, you might be able to get up moving, at least for a little while. Better that than let it end here. Yeah, ignore the shape issue for now. Just sit in it and make the connection. What, Berserker? Don't do it, it's no use, choke. So, since when do you start looking before you leave anyway? This and that are totally different things. You dolt, I said enough times. Or truly is very smart. So I do get it. Even if you use the same randomate, there's a amount of difference between AI servants and you AIs. It's not possible to make our contents match. The molds just won't fit. How am I supposed to know if I don't try? Don't you get it? As soon as you push the connection, you're pushing up daisies. Am I just being stupid here? I'm not being stupid. I know what's most important to me. Maybe it's my stupid berserker that doesn't get it. What's not get it? I have one question for you, berserker. You threw yourself at Kali for getting in the way of what you wanted, and all of a sudden you're fine with losing. Now that you lost, are you about to roll over and give up because you were being down? No in hell, with all my heart, I'd like to beat her down the same way. Right, that goes for me too. What? You've been selfish, berserker, and done whatever you please, and yet letting your worries about someone that like me get in the way of what you want isn't like you at all. Hey, stop, you fool. Force connection, ignore all errors. Insert the repair program with everything I got. Start operating and hurry. So stupid, you really are stupid. There's no way this will work. I'm not anything like you. You're gonna blow up. Look at any second now. You're gonna explode. Just be quiet, shut up. Explode. Or not? But why? Against all reason, it actually working. In human terms, this is an impossible transfusion. We need to match genetically, never mind, blood types. There can't be a match like that between a servant like me and master like her. Or can there be? Is that how it is? You're... Lancer. Open your eyes, Lancer. Cool. Lancer! Aw shit, I got beat down. I'm usually the one doing the beating. How's the situation? Okay enough, Assassin's playing right now. Though I can't say whether she can win. Yeah, even the god of love ought to find Kali too much to handle. Berserker is. He's got just as bad as you did, and looks like his master's really trying to get him back up. It may not make a difference. Don't be so sure. That dickhead is tennis as hell in his own special way, no exaggeration. Even without him, Divine Common can't carry this alone. I gotta get back right. Cough. Say master, you got anything to eat? What, no, you shouldn't need food. Make sure to give you randomate to fix you up. But just wait a moment for it to. Now forget it, getting hungry is a major crisis for me. Eating should help my recovery maybe. Is it a mood thing? More motivation thing. If you insist, take this. Oh, a sandwich. This isn't one mine, was it? I don't suppose this is your handiwork. How bad is it? I was watching you make your own, so I killed some time. Whipped something together. Not bad, I couldn't ask for more from my master. Home's cooking. Alright, I'll eat my fill. What's wrong? If you don't want it, I'll just throw it away. And I was wondering if you tailored the taste. You did it before the AIs. With your memory and powers of observation, you carefully customize the taste parameters for each person to make the most buffs. It must be your specialty. I only did all that because I remember it somehow. It's nothing to do with specialties. Besides, there's no way you need that kind of fine-tuning. It makes no sense. You even had to say that. There's something about you that's normal for a servant. You're one of the greater heroes who could beat most servants if you were to fight seriously. I don't know how much greater hero I might be. I just don't want to lose to anyone, buddy. If there's anyone with a good chance, that'd be the middle of us 5 brothers. Why would I, of all people, end up as your master? If it weren't for me, you'd probably have an easier time fighting. You probably wouldn't have ended up being bruised, covered with your wounds like this. To be honest, you should give up on me already. I don't think there's a better option, so why fight? I'll tell you before why I'm fighting, because I want to make you smile. And the reason why I need to make you smile is because you're my master. You're asking how it was that you actually became a master. I got no clue, but that don't bother me none. I'm here because I want to serve you. That's all it fits in like the other stuff. It's just how things turn out and just how it works for me. You call that a reason? Such a troublesome, gloomy woman, racked with guilt. Anyone normal will quit. Well I guess there's one thing. The answer could be that simple. Huh? Delicious. Recall the story of Reikosaka's sister, so I had a kid with after one that thing on that, right? I don't mind women who are a handful, that's just how it is. Don't lump me up with a woman who eats people, you jerk. Now then, I have my feast. It's time I made a move. Thanks to you, my injuries are mostly healed. That's a lie. That's not like I can solve you. What? Huh? Looks like my move didn't even come. This format is an imaginary number. In that case, I should be able to open it. Even on the off chance it's a trap, the situation can't get worse. Even on the off chance it's a trap, the situation can't get much worse. I'll just start with opening this package in. Rider's mask. Something could press into the shape of it. Rather, oh, there's extra content in here. Yo, kinda embarrassing actually doing this. Whatever. I never lost my proper body. This is what you call a die message. I recorded this data with my last breath of life, after being blown apart by some sneaky stranger. My reason, I'm sure you know, I made a hobby out of measuring the future, preparing it for it. That's why I did some investigating and figured out the gist of it. In the future, this whole world is turning into a system. It's already on its way to. Of course, I can't give you full details since I can't exactly predict the future. I'm just guessing based on talk is tied to each place being blown outwards with the rotation. So you can generate superior aids that didn't give you the full rundown. It's not just one rotation. I guess there's 10,000 of them. They just go by so fast it seems like a single one. At any rate, after some thinking, I concluded there must have been a reason for spinning that much. The system used concepts of rotation and triangular force. Maybe that's something the folks of the future knows more than me. And getting to the moment before everything ends up got me thinking. I'd rather leave my power for the future that then let it all be for nothing that I fought. I don't know what use it'll be, but I'm sure it'll be better than nothing. I'm sure it'll make a difference. That's why I used my imaginary pocket and cheekily stuffed away that leftover randomate connected to Ratter's no phantasm. After it died, the world might turn again, so there's no other choice for coordinates than right here. The place least affected by rotation, central force. The location, the spirit church. I would have liked to see what came notice. I guess that won't be possible, so I leave it to y'all. It's my secret stash. Use it however you like. See ya. Hold up. Who other than me can open imaginary pockets? Whatever, they'll figure something out. This no Ratter's no phantasm. The same one the master used to fire the greater magecraft as a supersized worm fiend. It's like all the leftovers from the AI's simulate randomness, I guess. That's a lot of leftovers. It was a deathbed gift. Right, so he must have stuffed it with additional extras too. Anyhow, it is real lucky. I should be able to use this. I think we may be able to stop killing with this. It's a bang on what we needed. Really. But even then, we still have two issues. One is more trivial, so we can hold off on it until later. But the other is pretty crucial. We need to buy some time. This user is like a zip file, so it takes some time to unpack before we can actually open it. Got it. What kind of dummy are you? Please don't take this so lightly. The enemy is the goddess of destruction and slaughter. Bima and Duran-hana are already out of the picture too. For now, she's immersed in her dance, but I'm sure as soon as I start working on this, it will draw her attention. How could I take the backseat to work on this and let you solve for time? When you're nothing but a master. When it comes to her aspiration and death wishes, I just say no thank you, please don't get carried away. I really believe you can. Don't go saying stuff like that, looking all cute. It's a genuine issue we're talking about. Please be smarter about the way you conduct yourself. I guess we're gonna have a chance at this. We wait for Bima and Duran-hana to recover from their wound, using them as meat shields. There's no time for that. It'll be fine. Actually, Shion's giving me an ace of the who. By the way, Iki, while we're using the makeshift compass to head for our goal, I wanted to tell you about the conceptual eye we received from Medusa. Specifically about the extra content she mentioned. So what did it turn out to be? It was plenty challenging, but I can finally say, within this eye, the power of her no phantasm is contained. In other words, the monster summoning functionality of the golden sword belonging to the father of monster, Charles Sayer. Since you're already familiar with the act of summoning, the affinity with this isn't all too bad. But while I'm at it, I'll make some adjustment anyway. This function will be available to you as a mystic code. By circling randomly, the summoning will work even for you a few times. But you need to make sure not to overuse it. If you've been made into mystic code, a regular human can't expect to use no phantasm of a hero experience without repercussion. It is a one-time seriously risky mystic code for summoning a bomb going to greatly injure you if mishandled. Please think of it only as a last resort when no other possibility is available. But now that's how it is. Monster Golden Sword, Charizard. Haha, the stench. The gods of slaughter smelly the demons. I see, Medusa monster also counts as demons. They're the thing that which Kali's whole beings compels her to annihilate. Then since Kali won't be able to ignore them, Master can probably use them as decoys to buy me time. Fine, I'll just get to work then. But promise me to absolutely won't go overboard, my master.
変たる我ら見る
Haha, blood, proof of our victory. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, it would have been nice if you didn't have to work yourself so hard. It must be hurtful, stressful, suffocating. But then why? Why can't you say you trust me at the drop of the hat? Why do you trust me despite the way I am? Why would you do that so much for me? You're really silly one. Silly one. Open your eyes. Get a grip on real of it. You're stupid and you're wrong. Having faith in me will only hurt you in the long run. I'm a liar. Much like you can't have love without troops. You can't also have love without lies. Crap, this mystical is at a limit. It's fine, you bought enough time. Unzip it. Concluded. I'll be making good use of this unkindly gift. Manifest. I finally reached the form I wanted. I'm Nega, the one turned ashes by flame that burned the universe. Hold on. You're always noticing things when I least want you to. Your really hopeless case, always so dense except when it counts. Yes, there's only one problem remaining, the unavoidable disadvantage of this is that we'll lose the holy reward that I can't get what I want. But it's I missing out what I want, not us. Your wish to return outside will come true, Master. Don't worry about it. Down to my last moment, I can't help reaching out this for what I know I can't get. Can you blame me? That is what the version of me that exists in this space is like. What? Oh. That with which still art clad, though were the flame of Shiva. Yes, I never stopped being scorched it. This is beyond doubt Shiva's flame, henceforth, these flames remain connected to Shiva's to this day. In this form I am ash, and ash is to be laid on the ground. Now then, 80 Shiva smelling ashes take the place of the foothold you sought after. No, thou art's a sham. Thou art not what God commands, thou art not what the God desires. We desire Shiva, only the God's beloved husband. Don't worry, I'm only one willing and able to reach you. I'll fulfill your every desire. I am perhaps not the real him, but it makes no difference as long as I can satisfy you. Corrupt not the goddess, Demon King. I want it so bad. Love. It's an alter ego now. Pretenders, the only class that works against it.
いいですよ。喜んでくれますか？
切り込む。どうだ。
いくらでもどうぞ。高ぶる肉変態。どうぞ。貫き込む。いくらでもどうぞ。
最高のカードを君。さてカウンティングオーバー。楽園の端にようこそ。
はいはい、サンサーナカーマ。これが戦いだ。どうにかいくらでもどうぞ。は堪能してください。どうにかな無限罪を与えます。無限を照らすアーバー。いくらでもどうぞ。我はシバのシャクティ。魔なる者たちの血と肉の上、肉女神が核を踊る。オーディンメ。
夢の世界にひとまず。
我にいくらでもどうぞ。いくらでもどうぞ。
いいね。最高だ。
満ち満ちる。はいはい。サンサーナカーマ。これが戦いだ。堪能してください。こういうの好きですね。私の愛は縦横無尽。いくらでもどうぞ。うまそう。我が開け貫き肉変態。オーディン野郎、とにこれよ。我が力を。満ち満ちる愛。これが戦い
欲しい。
だ。愛の炎でひたらせてあげます。荒ぶる獣の抱擁を受けるがいい。これが戦いだ。さあ情欲の矢を放ちましょう。戦い無変罪を与えます。我はシバのシャクティ。そこで世を追い詰めたつもりか。我が開け。獣使いが荒いぞ。世はむれる。いただくぞ。
いいとは所詮誰かの夢だ。一時の夢だ。
貫き込む。いくらでもどうぞ。いくらでもどうぞ。ピンチチャンスに。はい煩悩無料請願だ。どうにかな。 情欲の矢を放ちましょう。戦い
有効レンジ
高ぶる我に肉変と
オルトナンス全機能解放。
はいいいでどうにかどうにかこういうの好きですね。無限を照らすアーバー。我はシバのシャクティ魔なる者たちの血と肉の上肉女神が核を踊る。受け止めます。ハラカリ我が開き。
申し訳ありません。一旦後方に下がります。
シリンガーのように煩悩無料請願弾堪能してください。サンサーナカーマ。これが殺戮女神機能停止。あれまだ余裕がありそうですね。